Right folks, good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today it's a very cold and brisk 22nd of December and I've come down to some local woodland not too far from where I live, and the purpose of this video is basically just to do a reveal on this beautiful bike which is currently under wraps behind me. For any of you who have watched some of my early videos from this year, back in June of this year I attended at the Adventure Bike Festival in Warwickshire, I think it was, or somewhere like that anyway. Can't remember exactly, but it's rekindled a curiosity, and if you like, and a bit of a passion I used to have many years ago for trial bikes, enduro bikes, that type of thing. And so therefore for the last few months I've been mulling over in my head, can I justify getting a second bike, and if I do, what am I going to get, where am I going to ride it, that type of thing, and also can I convince my wife that I need another bike. Anyway, all those questions were answered, and at the beginning of this month, beginning of December, I saw this beautiful bike behind me advertised locally in Skipton, and went to have a look at it. I liked it, and therefore I bought it. And so I've had it from the beginning. I think I got it on the 4th of December, and like I said, we're now on the 22nd. Haven't done too much riding because I've been doing various other little projects and so forth. But as I said, the purpose of this video is just to sort of introduce this bike to the channel, and then what I intend to do going forward is sort of open up different avenues. So I'll still be doing some adventure riding on my GS Adventure and some tours and so forth, but I want to also introduce a small element of me learning or relearning how to do a little bit off-roading. That's going to be funny because I'm probably going to drop the bike, I'm probably going to damage it a few times, but again, doing it on something like this, if it gets damaged, it's going to be cheaper to fix than my GS Adventure. So right, I'll go behind the bike and we'll take the cover off and we'll have a look at it, eh? So here we go. If I can get this cover off in one go, it's not been easy. Right, so just throw that to one side. So there we go. I've gone and bought myself a Husqvarna 701 Enduro, and it has been slightly adapted, if you like, for off-road use. It's had the suspension lowered on it internally through the forks. So far, I haven't done a great deal of miles on it, but I love it so far. I mean, it sounds beautiful. I'll fire it up in a minute so you can have a listen to it. But yeah, it sounds beautiful. Ride's totally different, obviously, to the Adventure, the GS Adventure. So I'm getting used to the different sort of riding posture on it, and the position on the seat where you sit and so forth. But yeah, I'll get there. So yeah, I'll fire it up. So yeah, so that's a quick reveal for the bike, and like I said, hopefully you'll see a lot more of it on the channel over the forthcoming months, and certainly as we come into sort of Easter and spring next year, 2022. But yeah, I want to get out, do a few trips on it. I might even attempt a long trip on it, maybe up to Scotland, which would be quite good. Chuck a tent on the back, might get some luggage for it. You can get little racks for it and little small panniers, or I might just use the Moto Moscow system. That'll be adequate, more than adequate, I think, for what I need on this, for what I want to carry with me. Yeah, so folks, so by all means, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of it. Hopefully I'll manage on it. I've already identified a couple of local trails nearby, sort of over towards Ilkley side, where I can legally use the vehicle sort of in semi-off-road conditions. And I've recce'd one of those already, been up and had a look at it a few days ago. So hopefully I'm going to have a little dabble on that in due course. But there we go. So yep, that's all for now. I'm going to go out for a ride on it shortly, and we'll just have a little chat about it as I'm riding along. Right then, so let's go for a little ride then and just see what this bike can do, what it sounds like, etc. So I'm currently just up on some moorland, top end of Otley. So we'll go for a little spin over the moors, which will take me over towards Ilkley. Let's see what the roads are like on this fine day. Still a bit cold. Bit of a bad junction now, but so yeah, so there's plenty of poke on this bike, even though it's just 700cc or just under 700cc. There's no issues with acceleration. It's more than comfortable sitting at motorway speeds. I've already done that. There's no dramas there. Obviously I haven't got the wind protection on it that I have with the GS because there's no screen on it, but I don't think that's a negative as such. You know, I mean, you're not going to be riding this necessarily like you would with the GS Adventure, but you never know. Oh, nice big puddle there. Oh, they obviously didn't see me. Oh, I just couldn't be bothered waiting. But the brakes are excellent on this bike. I'll just slow it down here while we go through this 20 limit. But yeah, even the back brake on this bike is pretty good. Much better than the GS, I would say. Very, very nimble, very agile. And I predict that I'm going to have some fun on this bike. Some nasty speed bumps here. They've been here for years. I think because people used to use this as a bit of a rat run. It's nice when you get a nod from other bikers, even though you're on a bit of an enduro bike. They still see you as a biker. So yeah, the seating position, I always thought these seats would be rock hard and very, very uncomfortable. But I'll be honest with you, although I haven't done hours and hours on this bike yet, riding it, I find this seat, although it looks like a plank of wood, I find it's unusually comfortable. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to need any sort of aftermarket products like I've got on the GS, you know, like one of these easy bead riders or bead riders, whatever they're called. I don't think I'll need anything like that on here. Yeah, it does get some nice second glances off people, does this bike, to be fair. But yeah, I think the posture, the way you sit on the bike, it's quite upright, obviously, but it's not to your detriment. I think it's a comfortable position to ride in. It gives you a very dominant position. Handling of the bike at slow speed is excellent. And like there, it's got plenty of grunts on it, plenty of pulling power. You do get blown about a bit more, obviously, than you would on the GS. It's obviously a much lighter bike. I filled it up earlier at our local petrol station and I had to move it. I just felt it was going to fall over. It was so gusty. So this is Oakley Moor, just coming over towards the Cow and Calf Hotel, which is ahead and on my right, and the Cow and Calf Rocks, which are just beyond the hotel but on the left hand side. There's quite a few people out here walking. Some nasty looking clouds over there to my right. So that's the Cow and Calf Hotel there. It was closed for quite a while, a year or so ago, with refurbishment. It looks to be very busy here. wait for this guy to get sorted out. See what this guy's doing in the Gulf. Somebody here who doesn't know the length of the vehicle. Yeah, so this is Ilkley Moor, and there are the rocks there, the Cowercarth rocks. Might just have a drink here and take a couple of photos of the bike. Right, so I'm just going to take a left out of here, drop down towards Ilkley. Oh, we're blowing a bit of a gale there. So yeah, I think I'm going to have some fun on this bike. It's a nice light bike, easy to handle, whether you're pushing it around or riding it at slow speed. It's agile enough. Responsive enough. Acceleration's good on it, sounds good. So like here at slow speeds like this, what am I doing? 2 miles an hour. It's perfectly fine, it's well balanced. Yeah, so this is definitely the bike to do the Kielder Forest on again. So we're almost into the new year anyway, another week. I'm going to try and up my game a little bit next year. Do a few more bike projects. See if I can get some sponsorship through some bike companies. So although I'm still getting used to this bike, I strangely feel as if I've had it for a while now, for quite a while. I feel comfortable with it and confident with it. But like for filtering like that, there's nothing wrong there. Very easy to filter, very light. You feel as if you're in control of it all the time. But like there on the roundabout, feels perfectly stable. There's bags of power there. But I see no issue with taking this on a long trip, like to Scotland or something like that. Get some luggage for it, just something simple, doesn't need to be too bulky. Pack a few things up, maybe take a tent and just have a little an overnighter or a few nights away up in Scotland or even further afield, like I say. I genuinely don't think I'd have any qualms at all about using this instead of the GS on a proper tour. You know, because for me, when I go away, it's not about speed, it's not about how fast I can get from A to B. To me, it's about sightseeing, visiting places, taking a few photographs, capturing some video, and collecting memories of places and that I've visited. So I'm not interested in blatting from A to B at 100 miles an hour. But no, for me, I just like to just take in my surroundings and enjoy myself, but at the same time be relaxed while I'm riding. And I think this bike will deliver that in every aspect. The indicators aren't as responsive as they are in the GS. You've got to, well, at the moment I'm finding myself physically turning them off and then just checking to make sure that they are off. They don't seem to have a very positive on-off position, if you like. But again, that's just familiarity. I need to get used to that. But other than that, you know, your controls, clutch is nice and light, brakes, as I've already covered on, they're very responsive, front and rear. Your pass beam, yeah, it doesn't have one, so it's just a rocker switch there for low beam, high beam. Horn, emergency stop, and ignition on. You can switch your ABS off to your rear wheel, and I think that's about it really. But the sound of that exhaust is lovely. I love the gearbox on this as well. It's very smooth. It's definitely smoother than the GS. There's no clunking or anything. Up and down the gear, it just slips into gear very smoothly and quietly. So there's a famous fish and chip shop coming up on the left hand side here. Used to be Harry Ramsden's. Then I think it became, oh yeah, the Weatherby Whaler. Why would they call it the Weatherby Whaler when it's not even in Weatherby? I've no idea. Yeah, there's no clock on this, which I suppose is something you can rectify by putting just something stuck on handlebars, but again, for me, you get out on your bike, time shouldn't necessarily be a concern. Just go out and enjoy yourself. So anyway, this is Hollins Hill, so I'm just dropping down here. There's a village on the left hand side called Esholt, where they used to film Emmerdale many moons ago. I don't think they still do any filming there. I think it's all done on a set now. But I'll just go through the village for no other reason than it's a nice little scenic village. So the pub used to be just down here on the left. It's still called the Woolpack. Yeah, turning circle on this is pretty good. So yes, that's the wool pack where I believe they used to do some filming. The water's quite high over there in the river. Right, I think it's getting a bit late in the day now, judging by the position of the sun. So I'm going to head on home. So I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Just a bit of a quick reveal, and then a quick ride around just some local areas to where I live on the bike. Please let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. If you like the bike, leave a comment. If you don't like the bike, leave a comment. And just leave a comment and have a look through some of my previous videos. And if you like the sort of thing I do, then please consider subscribing. That'll be much appreciated. And what else can I say? Yeah, obviously we're not too far away from the new year, so I wish everybody a happy new year, obviously. And hopefully next year will be a prosperous year for us all, and we can all do plenty of biking. And I'm just been playing with an idea as well about something to do with video editing, so I might be just advertising that shortly on the channel. So I'm considering offering a service where people perhaps video their rides, but possibly either don't have the time or the knowledge or the patience to edit their own videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer a service basically where if people wish, I will do that for them for a nominal fee. And I'm still trying to work out some logistics about the transferring of data, because obviously a lot of it's going to be very large files, most of it 4K. But yeah, but that's something I've just been toying with, because I did get approached by somebody earlier this year to see whether I'd be willing to do it for them, but then we never sort of developed it any further. So that's something I'm toying with. So if that interests you, by all means keep an eye on my channel for any updates. I'm not going to be ripping people off video editing and stuff like that by any stretch of the imagination. I enjoy doing it at the end of the day, so it's mostly going to be a fun thing for me. But yeah, so as I said, that's something for next year. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you liked the bike. As I said, leave a comment one way or other. The GS is definitely not going anywhere, and the GS is still going to be the strongest element of this channel, hence the name of the channel. So that's it for now, folks. This is obviously the first video of 2022. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you all later. Take care, and ta-ta for now.